Hello, friends. First time on here. It's kind of weird because I like to not be on the videos that I do, but I wanted to give you an update on our fixer-upper. So that was heartbreakingly, it didn't go the way we had planned. The person backed out at the last minute after we'd done quite a bit of work. So it's a long, long story. But what ended up happening is not too much further from that place, there was this house hidden behind a bunch of brush and trees, and it had a for sale by owner sign. And as you know, we bought the RV and we were ready to start really seriously rehabbing it. We had gotten it to the point where the outside was really cleaned up and looked nice. Well, long story short, we got a better property for half the price that we would have spent fully on that one. And it's exciting. We found out about the family that owned the house and all about the way it was, who built it, and the stories that go behind the house that we're going to end up rehabbing are just amazing. Now, of course, we still live here, and this house is our family home. We love it, and we do want to decorate for the season and the holiday, but this particular video is mostly about getting away right after we found out that everything fell through, and we needed it. We really needed it. So I constantly tell my husband, and I would love to encourage you too, that sometimes, even if it's just going down the street and getting a sonic blast, or, like something to drink, or a hot cocoa or a coffee, sometimes you need a minute to recoup from heartbreak. Just little things, in our case, it's a small thing. Other people are facing illness and facing other serious things. Thank God ours was just a deal that fell through. So if you're having a hard time, I just want you to know, to be encouraged, that there is another side of the mountain, and it's always going to be hard going uphill, but there is another side. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you for your patience. I normally don't talk on it, but enjoy. Well, here we go, onto the journey. One of the things we did is we got our GPS set to go to Sapphire, North Carolina, and we started enjoying the beautiful scenery. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. Anyway, we saw this photographer on one of the roads, and we thought, gosh, that's weird, because we saw several of those. It turns out we were on something called the Tail of the Dragon, and we did not know that this is a famous daredevil type highway that people take on motorcycles and sports cars, and there are all these little tents with photographers set around this very curvaceous highway to catch people either in the middle of having an accident, about to have an accident, or just seeing them doing crazy driving. But anyway, we were a little bit excited that we kind of accidentally ended up on this really beautiful road, but we were happy to finally get to North Carolina. And the roads were still curvy, but nothing like the Tail of the Dragon. That night, we decided just to settle in, get the fire going, and have cocoa, and just kind of decompress from the things that have happened and the ways things have gone. Sometimes you need a minute to get away to be able to enjoy. And the room in that place that we were staying was perfect. But the next day, we headed out to a place I'd been wanting to go for a while and heard about, but had never gone. And it was in North Carolina, and it's called Chimney Rock. It is absolutely stunning up there. It is gorgeous. We went up in the elevator. Everybody was saying, for the love of God, don't even try to go up there walking. But we went up there in the elevator, and the views were so beautiful. I mean, it felt like we were in another state. It was just stunning. That's Lake Lure, where they filmed Dirty Dancing. So that was kind of neat. But there were families and people taking selfies and pictures all over the place. It was really just the most beautiful place. And as we started to descend to go back to the car, there were a lot of steps. And then there was this cave kind of place they called the subway, where you have to kind of duck and twist and turn, and it was really fun. it was unexpected. I didn't know anything about Chimney Rock except for that it was high up and a good workout. So I'm not in shape, so that was a lot for me. But every turn, everywhere you went, it was just gorgeous. And once we finally got in the car, on the way up to Chimney Rock, there were so many beautiful places to stop. This whole field of sunflowers was there, and we took a picture or two in front of it. And right next to the sunflower field was a market where they sold bouquets of sunflowers, and they had these neat sunflowers that had dried up at the top that they just kind of hung there. I'm not sure why, but I thought it was unique. And they had very delicious apples, and I asked the lady which ones are sour and sweet because I like those, and we got some and took them back to the cabin where I had left a crock pot full of roast cooking so that to save money and also have a nice meal when we get back. And I have to say, those little packs that you add 2 cups of water and a little milk to, those mashed potatoes, those are amazing on the go. And I brought some tomatoes from home. I had another fire that night, and we needed this break, and it was exciting to just get away and just kind of digest. But the next day we headed back out to Brevard, which is about an hour out of Sapphire, and it's known for its white squirrels. And you go downtown and you see this, there's a store called the White Squirrel, and there's a huge white squirrel in front of it, and the scenery all around Brevard is gorgeous. There are beautiful mountains and squirrels everywhere to be seen except for the white squirrel. The actual white squirrel is hard to find, but we found someone who would tell us where to look, and we found them. We saw more white squirrels on this trip than we've ever seen before. Last time we went, we saw 2, and no, actually 1. And this time we actually saw at least 10 because we hit the jackpot. And we know now where to go to find them. But they're frisky little things, and they're so cute. The story goes that in Brevard, North Carolina, in the 40s, a caravan that was a carnival got in an accident, the truck overturned, and a couple of white squirrels that were part of the acts got out. And since then, they've been kind of, and by the way, I'm not frozen. That's him sitting still on that one shot. The squirrel wouldn't move. Anyway, back to the story. They have just continued to procreate to this day, and now they call it the White Squirrel, home of the white squirrel. And these are really beautiful little creatures. It's absolutely the coolest thing to sit there and watch them. You'll look in the field and you'll think, oh, that's a squirrel right there. There's a squirrel. It's white. Something kind of unique like that. It took our minds off of the things that were going on, and you know, we're believers, and we just know that God's got us in his hands, and he's going to find and do something better for us. And we actually ended up with something much better than what we thought we could ever imagine. And in my next video, I'm going to show you where we are and where the RV ended up. But for now, let's go back to Brevard. So here it is on the little things. There are the squirrels, and there was this cool little place called the Cardinal Drive-In that we go to every time we visit. And it's so good. Not healthy, but very good. Back to kind of just driving through the beautiful mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then the next time we got out, we went thrifting. My favorite sport. And for that, you don't have to work out. You just have to kind of work out your eyes to see all the things that there are to buy and how you can use them in your home. But I love thrifting, and I know you know that, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you love it too. We hit a yard sale the next morning, and there were some really, really unique little things. Just some of them were a little expensive, so I kind of just pretty much looked. I did that little green thing in the back. I bought that. And it's hard to explain, but I think you can put individual flowers in them with water. And there were a lot of cool antiques, a lot of old cans, tools. But I did find a lamp, and I found an alpaca throw that was new, and my husband negotiated the price to $10, which was perfect for fall and perfect for our home. But I did walk away with the dollar lamp, which I really liked, and it was just, I'm going to show it to you in my next video where I put it. I had to get another shade for it. And after this big day of thrifting, we went to Wendy's, and they have the prettiest little Wendy's there, and it has a fireplace outside, and it was cold. But I wanted some chili, and I wanted a baked potato. Food for the soul. And all this time that we were gone, this trip was pretty much just kind of licking our wounds, praying and asking God what He had for us, and thrifting. And one of the cool things we've decided to do this year is collect cookie jars. And what we want to do is give them as gifts filled with really delicious cookies. I mean, good ones. And that night, I decided to make some cream cheese pumpkin muffins. They turned out really good. And listen, this was a miracle and a blessing. From all the thrifting that we did, my husband actually found a squirrel that we got just to remember the trip. He's so sweet. We just sat back with the fire going and watched the birds. We bought a bag of seed and let the Lord heal our hearts from stuff that had gone on. But you know what? God has a better plan. When a door closes, He opens a bigger door and a bigger window and some patio doors. And I believe that's what He's done for us. So I want to encourage you. Sometimes things don't go the way you want, but it's because there's something better for you down the road. And just seeing God's work, it's just there's something better for you ahead. Thanks for watching.